I'm Reggie Ponder, the real critic, and this week's movie is The Sun is Also a Star. Now, who's in it? Well, the stars of this one, no pun intended, is Yari Shahidi and Charles Melton. Now, what's this one about? This one has Melton playing a college-bound romantic, Daniel Bay, and then it has Shahidi playing this Jamaican-born young lady whose family is about to be deported. And so they meet by chance, and the question in their chance meeting, is it really coincidence or is it fate? And so because Daniel Bay is such a romantic, he says to he says to Natasha, hey, I bet you I can make you fall in love with me in a day. And they go through this relationship where Natasha is like, I'm not feeling it. I don't even feel love. I don't believe in that kind of thing. And they go from this thing, again, from coincidence to fate. Is it coincidence or fate? And we get to see them go through their own trials and tribulations and create this bond and this chemistry. So what's to like about this one? For me, I know some people said that there's not a chemistry here, but these young people, for me, have great chemistry. I was smiling at the trailers, and they pulled me in from the beginning. I mean, they had me at hello. I also like the story. I like this thing about coincidence or fate. Can you really make someone fall in love with you in a day, in an hour, by simply asking some questions and staring into their eyes for 4 minutes without talking? I don't know, but they made me want to find out. This also addresses some of the issues that come with an interracial relationship. And I like that. And while they don't smooth out all the conflicts, it really helps to make this union or this relationship relatable by addressing some of these issues. For instance, you got this Korean boy with a family who owns a black hair care shop. How did that come to be? What's up with that? And then he falls for a Jamaican girl who's about to be deported and have to deal with all the stereotypes. Well, his brother and father doesn't like her. Her father really doesn't like him. I mean, so they deal with some of that stuff, and I really like it. How are these families going to receive each other? And the big question is, can Natasha avoid deportation? So I love that the filmmakers broached the topic of immigration without having anything to do with Hispanics, because we always kind of figure out or believe that immigration is always about Hispanics. So I really like that, because the issue is bigger and it really touches many others as well. And then this film for me is sweet, it's funny, it's romantic, and it's scary. The fate of these two are scary. With Daniel on one hand, not really wanting to be a doctor, but doing it because he has to hold up the family honor. And he's really working to do that because that's what his father wants him to do. I think that all the coincidence or fate moments really work to keep you connected to the characters, and that's what you would want in this film. I like the looks and the way in which, and I said this about the chemistry, I like the way that these two young people look at each other. Now, what's not to like about this one? They market this film partly as what does America mean to you? And while I get it because you got this Jamaican a young lady who's about to be deported. You got this Korean family who is trying to make it in America. So what does America mean to you? I get it. But this is really a sad love song. It's really a love story. And it could have been anywhere in the world. So this America angle, yeah, I get it. But I don't know if you really needed that to make this one work. And also, what's not to like is that it does hop from one moment to the next, and given that they both have these really life-changing events, it might be hard to believe that they would stop for love. But I guess that's what partially I like about this, is that as a helpless romantic, this part works for me, but I get it that it might not work for some, because you're like, look, wait a minute, you're about to be deported. Wait a minute, you have the biggest college interview of your life to go to med school and to do the things that you need to do, and you're about to do this? So I get it, but again, it works for me. So what's my rating? What are my ingredients for falling in love? Well, the way I fell in love with this film, number one is chemistry. They got it. Friendship, They are working on it, and I like the things that are happening as he's trying to convince her. And there's one scene where he's singing a song to her. I really like it. And then he says that the X factor. I can't explain it, but I'm going to tell you there's enough of the X factor here to make this a worth watching film. I'm giving this one 3 out of 4 reels. I'm Reggie Ponder, the Real Critic, and I'll see you next time.